that story of Job is magnified across virtually all conceivable dimensions, so that Christ is the archetypal figure who faces the worst life has to offer by definition, but also throws himself fully open to that. And so you might say, well, that's what it means to that he takes the sins of the world unto himself. So imagine that the proper pattern of being for a human being is radical, open-armed acceptance of fate. Not just acceptance, but welcoming. But then imagine, because the insistence there, it's a very interesting idea, is that the more radical you are in that willingness, the more what the Old Testament thinkers characterized as the Spirit of God is likely to dwell within you and walk with you through your trials. And I can tell you, as a clinician, I can't see a flaw in that argument, because one of the things we've learned in the clinical realm is that if you encourage people to face the terrible things that they're tempted to avoid, that their character develops radically and they become much stronger. And that's been discovered across all the fields of clinical endeavor.
I think this might be the point where we find some interesting disagreement. I think we've been
like a great king and an army coming up against you, and they're outnumbering you by like 50,000 or 20,000, however many it is. And your forces are like 10,000, they're 20,000. So they double you at least. And Christ is saying, so what are you going to do when you're at war with that king, which we can understand as Satan? And he's saying, you better be prepared to go to battle with that great force coming at you. Otherwise, you're not going to make it. You might as well just go for peace. So this is exactly what Jordan Peterson's talking about, like where the forces of evil or just the existential weight that's weighed against us is going to be coming at us like full throttle, and pretty much it's going to tear us down, and eventually we will die. So you have to be willing to accept and embrace that. That's the cross in a way. The price of life is this like onslaught of the adversary against you, and the more you can kind of embrace the resistance against you, the stronger you will be. You'll be like Christ, who went to the cross, died, and was resurrected into heaven. So it's just an interesting an idea that Jordan Peterson's talking about psychologically, and we see that theologically. That makes perfect sense with this parable, and it's this idea of carrying our cross into the fray, up against a great army, not backing down and trusting in God, because it's an important point. When the forces are coming at Christ, he trusts in the Father. He's thinking, man, this is a lot to take on. This is, you're taking me to the cross, and, these people are doing it for no reason, and it's a lot coming at him. And he thinks, if God has set things in motion and this is what he wants, there has to be a reason, a point to it, and we can all draw strength and hope from that. Like if we feel like we're being crushed, if we're sick, if people are persecuting us or harming us, we have to remember and have faith that God has a plan, and he may be leading us into glory through misery and hardship. Be well.